Great, welcome back everyone. I'm logged in as Dama still, and it is now Starbuck's turn. So let's go ahead and let her log in and take her turn. So, okay. So, unfortunately, Starbuck is starting in the hangar and not in space, so she's not going to get 2 actions this turn, but before we get ahead of ourselves, first let's check our loyalty. Okay, Starbuck is not a Cylon, so that's good. And let's go ahead and draw our skill cards. So let's see, Starbuck draws 2 tactics, 2 piloting, and then a leadership or engineering. I will go with leadership, and I will draw cards. Great. Okay, so wow, I've got some great cards. Fantastic. Well, let's go back to the game board and see about maybe advancing the game. Let's see, the first thing I need to do is move my character, and I definitely want to get out into space because I'm Starbuck. So I click on Starbuck. I say that I want to activate the hangar deck. Okay, and that brings up a good point. Okay, there's quite a few actions on CyMod that are simply going to let people know what's going on. In a later release, I might actually have activating the hangar deck launch you out into space, but for now, it just lets everyone know that that's what you're going to do. Okay, other than that, I need to go ahead and move my player out into space. I want to go to sector 6, and correction, I want to go to sector 5. Alright, when I move, you'll notice the number of Vipers automatically decreased because CyMod set a Viper out there for me. Okay, so now I have my bonus action. I can either move to sector 4 or maybe launch a scout or XO somebody. I think for this one I'm going to go ahead and launch a scout. Let's go to my skill cards, select one launch scout. Okay, I'm going to use the card action. Alright, there's no player target, so I'm just going to leave that as no target. Okay, shows that I played one launch scout, and now I need to select one of the decks. Currently, whenever you scout a deck, and let's say we're going to go ahead and scout the Crisis deck. Currently, when I click Attempt Scout Mission, it is automatically going to roll the die for me. In future versions, we might change that or make that optional, but for now, if I click Attempt Scout Mission, it rolls the die, and I got a 7. Very good. So, do I want to see the top card? It asks me because, let's say I rolled a 1, but somebody had played a strategic planning. Well, I'd still want to see the card. So, yes, of course I want to see that card. Okay, unidentified ship. Well, there's no upside to this crisis. We probably can't pass it, and there's no jump icon, so this one's pretty clear. We're just going to go ahead and bury that card. Okay. Now, again, with the notifications, you'll see that I scouted the crisis card. It shows me what I saw. It lets me know that I buried it. However, if I was to log in as one of the other players, they would just see that I scouted a crisis card and I buried it. They would not see that it was, in fact, unidentified ship. Okay, so that was my action step. Now it's time to have a crisis. Oh, before that, let's discard this launch scout. Okay, let's have our crisis. Playing the top card. Okay, rescue mission Raider. Okay, well this is an Admiral Chooses crisis, and so we go back to Board Game Geek. We have a conversation about what needs to happen at this stage in the game. It's pretty clear that we want to protect our fuel, and we've got 2 pilots in space already, so it seems like the moving me to sickbay and taking the morale hit is probably going to be the smart thing to do. Okay, we make that decision, but we need Adama to act on it. Of course, if it happens and he bolds it on Board Game Geek, there's no reason why somebody else couldn't make the decision, but if he's going to bold it, he might as well go ahead and advance the game state at the same time. Okay, so the Admiral is making his choice. He decides to reduce morale. He clicks on the morale dial, shows what the current level is, and we move it down by 1. And we update that. And then he needs to move the current player to sickbay. We're going to move her to sickbay. Okay, you'll notice that the Viper automatically went back to the reserves, and that resolves the crisis part of the crisis. Now we need to activate raiders. The raiders are going to move counterclockwise, or I'm sorry, clockwise. We'll move all of them. Great. And we need to advance the drum track. Things are looking pretty good. Okay. And that's pretty much everything for Starbuck's turn. Hopefully I didn't forget anything this time. Again, we've got Adama wrapping up the turn, and he can go ahead and pass the turn marker on to Chief. And we're ready for Chief to draw his cards and make his move and action.